I'm just going to start talking. I don't know. They keep reminding me of this terrible memory. I don't know that I can say a general. I'm going to try to. I don't think I can because I'm too upset about it. I was with a friend. We were out doing, I don't even remember what we were doing, but I had realized the time and I had already offered to drive her home. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm really sorry. I don't have time to drive you home. I have to go get my daughter. And we were already in the car. And she's like, oh, that's no problem. I said, then she actually lives close to me. So I was like, then I'll drop her off on the way back. But my daughter was always very I don't want to say protective, but more like obsessive, right? She didn't like to share me with anybody, not even her friends. And so anytime I was with her, she needed to have my full attention. She's an only child, bear this in mind. She's a sweetheart. But it was a real challenge for me. And I knew it too. I thought, fuck. I thought, no, she'll be fine because, she knows this friend. It'll be fine. I was just trying to convince myself. And of course not telling my friend because I didn't want her. But I think I was already starting to get a little worried. And sure enough, we got there, we parked. I told my friend to sit in the car. I'll be right back. And I ran to get her. And she was so happy because she's always so bubbly and so excited to tell me about her day from school. And I think she was in first or second grade. And third at the most. And anyway, so I get her. She's telling me all about it. She's so excited. And then we cross the street. We're getting closer to the car. And so I said, listen, I had to interrupt her too. I was like, I just want to let you know, so-and-so's in the car. I'm just dropping her off on her way home. She lost it. She literally threw her body on the ground, started to have a fit, started screaming at the top of her lungs. She wasn't getting in the car. That's the end of that. And I went, and this is what I think they keep showing me because I got so upset about the whole thing. And I handled it all wrong. Me being the adult handled it 1,000% wrong. I didn't know what to do. It was I was very familiar with that screaming and that chaos and that what was happening was a problem. Where it wasn't. There was nothing to be all dramatic about. But when I'm thrown in those scenarios and people lose their shit, it is like a trauma response for me. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. And I can't really think. It's I do all of them. 1 minute I'm ready to fight, the next I'm freezing, the next I'm trying to please, and it's all of it. It all starts happening. And I remember trying to just stand there calmly and trying to get to the present moment, trying my hardest, because now I have my friend in the car that is waiting. I have the whole school that's watching her. I have her that's wildly upset. There's me who is trying my best not to have my own meltdown. And she refuses to get in the car. Refuses. And my friend who has no children and has no concept of any of this, I'm sure was judging me out the wazoo and didn't know what to do either. And then I did start to get mad. I was like, get in the damn car. You don't have to say a damn thing to her. Just get in. And I think she refused to get in. Honest to God, I think it was a good 10, 15, maybe even longer. I mean, it was oh my God. And we didn't even live that far. We would definitely been home by then. And just making a full-on meltdown. When 10 seconds ago, she was the bubbliest, happiest kid in the world. So it wasn't she had a bad day or a long day. You know what I mean? It wasn't. And I think she said she would walk home. Well, right around the corner, literally on the same block. We were on literally the corner where as soon as I got in the car, I had to turn right. I wasn't even one car in. I was where our chiropractor was too. So I said, fine. I think she said, I'll walk home. I said, fine, go ahead and walk home. Start walking home. And so she turned to go, and I got in the car and followed her to go up the street. It's a little Anyway, and I rolled down the window because, of course, I can't manage that. She called my bluff in about 2 or 3 cars in because I don't have the nerve to do it. And I was already in quite a state. And as you can see, I'm like getting heated now. And I remember rolling down the window and saying something like, get in the car, that is enough. And I think she wouldn't even look at me. I can't remember, but it was like, more or less, she was like, F you. So I sped up the car, and that did it. Then she started to run and scream. Because she doesn't think she can call my bluff, which she really can't. She normally... but I knew that would do it because I was like, I can't keep doing this. It was like 20 minutes in now, 30 minutes in. And my friend didn't know what the hell to do. She's like, should I just get out and walk? And I was like, please. Now you're in it, bitch, right? Like, that should have happened before I got there. I should have told her, tough shit, walk home. Just meaning like, now, if you get out and walk home, it's going to imply that anytime my child has a fit, she's in charge and she gets to dictate who is in the car and everything else. Like, she's in 3rd grade, for God's sake. Like, no. I can't have her ruling the roost all the time. She's got to relax. Is this a problem? We have bigger problems. And nonetheless, the whole thing was very traumatic for me, and I'm sure her. And there was very little talking on the way home. You could cut the tension with a knife, and she knew, my daughter knew I was furious because it was such an unnecessary situation. Like, it was so unnecessary. And we get home, and my friend gets out. She goes to her house. We pull in, and I remember going, don't you ever lose it like that again. There was no reason for that. I let you know before you even got in the car. You know I don't normally bring anybody. But there's going to be times that there's going to be people. And and we tried to talk about it, but I think she wouldn't even I think she was as mad at me as I was at the whole scenario. But really, I was mad at me, not her. I was mad at me for not being able to handle it better and for not being able to help my daughter more, right? Like, why is it always so, right? And I was like, we have to work on this. And it was always a challenge up until the day she walked out on me, where she's a tough bird. Some of us are like that. It's just she's possessive. That's what they were trying to show me earlier. Possessive of my energy, of my time, of my attention. She wants it all for her. I love her so much. I'm not sure what the lesson is here. I'm not sure if it was just for me or if I'm supposed to put it out. You can probably see how that was a tough one for me to say general. Because they keep bringing it up, and when they keep bringing it up, it either is something for me to release or it's something that I was supposed to generalize. And so now that it's out, it's like you're going to have a scenario where one of your children or siblings or younger or maybe a parent, or it'll be some scenario where it's a family-oriented situation and there is an outsider involved as well. So you have like a tug of war and you have a lot to manage and a lot on your plate, chaos going on, and it's going to trigger a trauma response in you, and it's like going to have to do the best you can and manage the best you can. But sometimes that also highlights for us, like it did highlight, like then I was like, all right, it's time to get to work, right? Like it did highlight on more work I had to do for me and highlight work I had to offer for my daughter, right? Like I had to learn I did start taking a bunch of courses after that one too, to be like, all right, well, I got to take more parenting courses. Like, how do I handle this? And so it's like you're going to have a scenario happen where it's like the hurt people, right? Like you're going to have a trauma response and you're going to have to learn how to manage it in real time something else they want me to say about this. I'm not sure how else to generalize that, where it's like unnecessary drama and chaos. It's overly emotional, which does make me think, because I was just going to say, well, I mean, it wouldn't be adults having a tantrum like that, but maybe it is. Maybe it's like adults that are arrested development, right? That are full adults, but they're still behaving like toddlers. And lose their shit. And if I don't know who my listeners are, but if you have a toddler or if you have been around toddlers, when they throw a tantrum and lose their shit, holy mother of God. I mean, it is wild to watch. You're like, oh, good God. I mean, she threw herself right down. Literally dropped to the ground the drama, the full-on drama, like literally dropped right down to the ground onto the cement floor, like onto the sidewalk. Phenomenal. She would have been a phenomenal actress. Maybe that's what she'll go into. Instant. I guess that is how it is with toddlers. I think it was first grade. Maybe. Who the hell knows? I have such a hard time with time. So what? So you'll have an incident that's going to trigger your trauma response. Not that it should. It's almost like such a ridiculous scenario, but it doesn't matter. When we're triggered, when it brings up something in us that was painful, living in that chaos and the drama and stuff that's out of your control, and it's like, you don't know how to handle it, but you can't walk away from it. You're in it. I can't imagine what the general message would be. To breathe through it, to know it's coming, to do the best you can, to see what the trigger is, maybe try to observe what's happening in you in real time if it comes up, so that you can take the measures at an appropriate time afterwards to start healing that, feeling it, releasing it, recognizing it, seeing it for what it is, unhinging any mishinges, any confusion, any delusion. I don't know what else. It does seem like stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's going to be a sticky situation. It's going to be a painful situation. That's what it is. That's what they wanted me. It was very painful for me. I did want to scream. I wanted to scream at my friend who, she was innocent, I was innocent, my daughter was innocent. We were all innocent. We all had the rights to our feelings. None of us did anything wrong. There was nothing wrong done. And yet, with nothing wrong done, we all felt uncomfortable. We all were a mess. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like my daughter was young enough, she couldn't control those emotions. She was just very possessive of my time, attention, and energy. She was familiar, 90% of the time when I went to get her, it was me and her. So it was unfamiliar, and that's scary, and that's upsetting, no matter who it is. It's not like it was somebody she loved to see. And so she had the right to her feelings. Was it overdramatic? Yes. But is she a child? Absolutely, right? Like, she was doing the best she could. And again, bear in mind, she's an only child, so they're not used to sharing. And all right, they're going off on other stuff on the side here. And my friend, she just clueless on anything to do with raising children. And what did she know? She just knew I had to go get my daughter, right? Like, she didn't do anything wrong. And neither did I. I went to go get, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, so I feel like you're going to be in such a sticky, uncomfortable situation where it's almost like everybody's going to look towards you. That's what it is too. Everybody's going to look towards you. Sorry, do you hear that? I keep hearing this weird noise. It's like somebody's trying to start something next door. Sorry. Everybody's going to look towards you. Right, it's like all on your shoulders. So you're the one who's going to be triggered from a trauma response. And in addition, it's like you can't even... What is it? It's like I couldn't even collapse into it, right? I was responsible for driving. I was responsible for my friend. I was responsible for my daughter. Do you see what I'm saying? It was like it was all on me. And I was the one being triggered. And I was the one who was overwhelmed. And I was the one who wanted to scream as well. It was like, oh my God, too much. It's too much. It did feel like such a tug inside, which is so much going on and so much chaos, and all the kids run around after school screaming, and all the parents and all the cars. And, it was dangerous to me, right? Because as you know, I pick up on so much energy. So everything is so amplified in those kind of scenarios for me that it was on top of, my daughter screaming and having her fit just threw everything into extra loud volume, right? As soon as she started to lose it, I was already a little bit nervous because I knew it was coming. I just didn't expect it to be that explosive, and I was hoping for the best, and got the worst. And so it ended up, everything just got amplified. It just was what a disaster. I couldn't even believe she wanted to get in the car and walked around the corner the way she did. And then I couldn't believe I sped up the car. Like, how cruel is that? I think that's what bothers me too, is that I stooped to that. But unfortunately, it did work, right? It did get her to be like, oh God, no, don't go. No shit, get in the damn car. Get in the goddamn car. Oh God, my heart. Yeah, what is it? 12 years later, and I'm still beating myself up for that. Can you imagine? Oh, God. That was probably as bad as it ever got, but that is horrific. And some of us, that's all it takes, right? Because she's my everything, so... Yeah. I still don't know what the general message is, because it still is like, the whole thing upset me. It was the whole thing was very challenging for me. I can still feel it right now, just so torn inside, wanting to scream, because like I said, everything, they keep putting me back in this scenario. When I'm in this scenario, everything is screaming at me. And so I can't even tell or see or understand. It's like I could hear my friends' thoughts, and I could hear all the kids screaming, and I could hear all the parents, and I could hear, like, there was so much volume going on. It was too much. And I couldn't even, I was doing my best to breathe and stay present. And not have my daughter see me lose it, right? It was, what is this message? What is this message? Why are they bringing this out? It's the pain. It's that sadness. Sadness that I wasn't better for my daughter. I didn't know how to, well, I was going to say appease her, but that's not that but I didn't know how to help her. And, I couldn't have told her nicer, calmer, or anything, and it didn't matter. As soon as she heard, her smile went to frown, and she ripped her hand from me and dropped to the ground. Lost her shit, was not getting in the car. On one hand, I love that she has fight in her. I used to say that to my ex-husband all the time. God, she challenges me like nobody's business, but I don't want to take that fight from her. I like that she knows this is not fucking acceptable to me, right? She lets you know she's not having it. But I wanted her to learn how to utilize and channel that heat in a healthy way. I'm her ally, not her enemy. But that's what ends up happening sometimes, right? It's like we make our greatest allies our enemies when we direct the heat incorrectly. But, something we usually learn with time and desire to learn and understand. But when people are stubborn, and babies, she's a child, right? Even when she calmed down later, even when we would talk about it, it's not, sometimes our brains just don't function that way, especially as children. They don't always fully. It's like, I think we even talked about it later when she calmed down, and it was like, sometimes mommy's going to have people in the car with her, and I'm not always going to know. If I knew that morning, I would have let you know, but it was a last minute thing. Not that I needed to always excuse myself to my daughter, but it was more about explaining to her there's going to be times and situations, but I'll do my best to always give you the heads up. But what was on your mind? What was it that so upset you? But often, not wanting to talk about it, or not knowing, or brushing it aside, or forgetting about it, or it's fine, don't worry, she wouldn't say don't worry about it, but it's fine, and so it just doesn't, or maybe that's what they're showing me. That was an incident that scarred me. If it scarred me, it probably scarred her too. I don't know what this message is. I really don't. Maybe I do need to just keep talking and just keep this one for me. Just for the fact that it seems like am I beating myself up for my parenting? But, it's like taking the worst case, the worst times when there was, in my opinion, 95% happy times, 5% not good times when we were together, meaning up until the divorce. And that the whole thing, how that went down, to me could not have been handled worse. But it was the same thing, all on my own, doing it all on my own. And fuck, when will this shit end? When will the beating myself up end? Maybe that's the message. Maybe somebody's beating themselves up over every little thing, instead of stepping back and realizing you did the best you could with what you had and what you knew. And we're always learning and scrambling to do better, and doing it all on your own. Nobody was stepping up and helping you do all that. Nobody to really confide in or talk to, or forgiving ourselves is the hardest thing. And life it can sweep us up, can it? Next thing you know, you're on your deathbed, and it's like, wait, what? How'd we get here? I haven't had time yet. Well, too late. But that's what happens. We can get so swept up into the life we created, and we got to take ownership for that. And life's not stopping for anybody. So it just keeps going. You got to keep up. That's the challenge sometimes, huh? Good, better, and different. That can be the challenge. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.